Hi Capricorn, this general reading will focus in a general way on the energies, and then in the extended reading we will dig down further into these cards and we'll move the energy forward. So that is the plan, Capricorn. I'm excited to be here to get into these energies with you. So let's go ahead and just get right into it here. Three of Wands flipping over. Chariot trying to make its way out here. They just fly neatly in the exact same place. Not all of the shuffling works like that, so very interesting. Eight of Cups flipped over. I'm starting to have a lot of fun and curiosity around how the cards fall when I do the shuffling, Capricorn, because sometimes they fall just neatly into the same place and sometimes they just fall all over the place. Just interesting to me is all. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Wow, starting off in the Six of Wands. I love that, Capricorn. So that tells you already this group of people in their current energy, in the end of April, moving into May, these are a group of Capricorn people who are in the process of stepping out into their lives in a more public, in a more dynamic, in a more responsible way in their lives. In some way, this is inspiring, this is exciting, and it is requiring digging into the depth of who you are to do this. So that's Capricorn, that's going to help you know like if this reading is going to resonate with you or not. Ace of Swords. So I need to get myself straight here. There we go. There's Seven of Wands, Magician energy, and the Nine of Wands. Page of Swords, Ten of Wands, Five of Wands, and the World. Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Capricorn, there are a group of you here. See, this is what happens when I start reading, like before I get all the cards laid out. This energy of the Six of Wands is definitely here for you, Capricorn. It is an energy that you're in. It's a feeling that you have. It's an action that you're taking. It's a place where you are in your life in the Six of Wands. Now, it feels like to me you guys are just at the beginning of this journey, or you're at some place here where you are in some sort of a decision-making process here. You have been in, I think you have been in the Six of Wands for a little while. Right, Capricorn? You have started this at least. The Six of Wands is, again, something that you're doing. Whether you feel confident about it or you feel sure about it, I think that's something that you're moving into. That's something that you're gaining some strength in. So you're strengthening the Six of Wands. Now, there is something here, Capricorn, that you have been trying to make some sort of decision about, or you are working to find clarity on. And I think it does have to do with something here that's in your future, like a future goal or something you're doing as you're moving forward. I just feel like that you know that there's something ahead for you here, Capricorn. Maybe some kind of a project you're doing, or a new role you're taking on in your life. You are now in a more serious place, Capricorn, to try to decide what the best strategy is, right? What the best strategy is. Because ultimately, Capricorn, it feels here like you have been in a situation that has been pretty stressful. It has been full of, I would have to say, we do have the Ten of Wands here, Capricorn. And when we get into the Ten of Wands energy, that is a feeling here that you are coming up to a place in life where there is going to need to be a little bit of space created for you. Space as in probably time and energy. I just feel like you're sitting here thinking, okay, this is going okay so far, but I have learned this and I have learned that. And part of what I have recognized is this situation is going to take a little more effort for me. It's going to take maybe a little bit more time. It might take up more resources in my life. And so it does look like, Capricorn, you're going through some sort of a decision-making process about how to open up some time for yourself or some more resources for yourself. But I think for most of you, Capricorn, it is to make some changes. I would have to say make some changes in your daily operations or in your daily procedures that help you find the space to think powerfully, to quiet the mind. I just feel like you know that there are going to be some changes here for you, and the more time that you have to work on this, the more quiet you have, because the Ten of Wands usually comes with a lot of incoming racket, right? A lot of incoming noise. The phone rings, right? The alerts go off. The requests are filed. The complaints are filed. Like, it just feels like with this Ten of Wands, there's a lot of commotion here. And in order to like reach into the Ace of Swords energy and pull out that nugget of truth, with this Page of Swords here, looking at the Ten of Wands, realizing there's some important decisions to be made where you're going to need to have the space to think freely, right? To think in peace. I think you're recognizing that life is going to need to become a little bit more simple or a little bit more quiet. Look at the Two of Wands connecting into the Ten of Wands, connecting into the Seven of Wands. I'm like, is it all wands? It totally is. If you come back down this V, you're going to run into the Five of Wands. And you have the Nine of Wands, and you have, that's the Page of Pentacles. You have the Six of Wands here. There's a lot of energy going into this for you, and there's going to be action here. You're going to be busy, feeling a little bit vulnerable about whatever situation you're in, Capricorn, whether it's a job or a relationship or being a new parent or taking on some sort of new responsibility. This is something that people see, because the Six of Wands is a very public energy. So it is something that people know about. I think it's something that people are quite respectful of, because the Six of Wands is something that inspires other people. So I think that you are passionate about these actions that you're taking. You're dedicated and you're committed to doing this. But the beginning part of May is like, all right, what am I going to move away from? What am I going to move down my list of priorities? I mean, maybe I'll put that for something that I do next month, or maybe I hand this job over to some other person. There is some strategy going on here about how and when and exactly why, you would stop doing something and continue with something else. It is just an audit. It is an audit of your priorities, in just saying it in a very clinical way. I do feel like it's an audit of your priorities based upon the needs of this new action that you're taking. So you're looking at these criteria, perhaps not as you used to be, but as the new person that you are now, saying, okay, now that I'm doing this thing, now that I'm taking part in this, I understand it more. I understand how much time it's going to take. I understand how much of my energy it's going to take. I understand how long I work on this every day. And now that I know that, now that I understand the difficulties here, now I can look at the rest of my plate and say, all right, what comes off, right? What can I delegate to someone else? What can I just stop? What needs to be addressed as an issue that actually needs to be ended? There is some thinking about this, because ultimately this is it's like a free mind. The ability to have a free and clear thinking mind is of utmost importance to you, Capricorn. Right? And I think that's the goal for you. There is complexity in this, Capricorn. There totally is complexity in whatever you're doing. So a free and clear thinking mind, it could even be a channel. This could even be somebody who's writing something, because we know when we're communicating, when we're writing, when we're in some sort of flow, right, that connects into the mind, we are in a way channeling our own creativity. And there is some sort of like a flow, clarity, ideas coming. How do I have the most powerful idea center, right? How can I create my environment so that my mind, my idea center, and my strategy management system up in my mind, all the complexities of the human brain, how can I get it to a place where it's healthy, where it can be free, where it can be free in its own thinking, and where it can have a space to truly go into my outer consciousness? There's something about that here. So I think it is demanding a different kind of a lifestyle. Or you might even be wondering, I think I might need a little bit of a different lifestyle here. But it ultimately comes from those things that do deplete you. And I think you're recognizing that. So there are some aspects here, Capricorn, that have been very difficult for you, have to say, with the Ten of Wands. I mean, there is a backstory here that has been quite difficult. You have nonetheless made it to this very victorious place with the Six of Wands. And I think you are excited about moving forward, definitely excited about moving forward. Here you are contemplating without hesitation what kind of changes you're going to make, and what you need to, and what exactly you're looking to move away from as part of your focus, as part of your tasks during the day or night, whenever you're the most active. So that's the energy that you're probably, some of you are already in that space right now, and others of you are going to be moving into that space as we get to the middle part of the month. The effort is in to bring some sort of stabilization in here for you. We have the Page of Pentacles here. And if you move the Page of Pentacles up, it moves up over the top of the Ten of Wands and the Five of Wands, right? Over the top of the Ten of Wands and the Five of Wands into the Seven of Wands. So it feels to me, Capricorn, like your priority, and it's not really to be focusing on your actions. I think that you are in action in a way quite efficient at what you're doing. So your continual movement is steady. And I don't think you're really focusing on the Six of Wands as much towards the middle of May, more about, okay, how do you start seeing some success here? How do you start to develop some stability in this process, a routine in this process? Because you're looking for some grounding here with the Page of Pentacles. And you are also looking for, with the Page of Pentacles, like perhaps how can you start to make some money with this, or how can you start to increase the profit or the net or the net profit. There is something here. Then now that I have this situation, how do I continue to grow this? How do I stabilize myself in this? How do I keep moving forward? Even if it's just little by little, like how can I continue to move forward with this in the most stable, the most improving way? So you are in the Page of Pentacles energy. It shows, I really like that you're in this kind of energy, Capricorn, because it shows that you have the patience, that you're able to control. Sometimes we do have this deep inner urgency that can come through us when we're doing something big and important like this with the Six of Wands. What I like about the Page of Pentacles is you're able to override that urgency. And when we can override that urgency or that deep need, we can move into a healthy brain wave space, which is probably more of an alpha kind of brainwave, which is a much more relaxed place to be, where you can intake information in a relaxed way, where it can sort of move and flow within the mind in a more holistic way throughout the energy pathways. Okay, so this is the information that's just coming through, but I don't even quite understand it myself. So I think what it tells me is that you're really able to control your inner needs right now. You're understanding that this is going to take a little bit of time for you to get to the place where you're starting to see some real change. So whatever you're doing here, this is going to be, this success that you're going to derive or you're going to earn from the Six of Wands is something that you are going to work a little while to complete. So any completing of success is not going to happen, but you are going to be working in this energy as you begin to move through some sort of quieting process, quieting the space around you, or in a way, creating a boundary around you so that you can find your own groundedness in this. Because the Six of Wands is a big energy, Capricorn, especially for an earth energy that is looking for stability and security and continual progress forward. The Six of Wands is a much more flamboyant, passionate, I see the risks and I'm still committed to moving forward kind of energy. So, you know, this is something that you've taken on with a lot of responsibility and a lot of thought, right? There's a lot of thought going in here for you for this Capricorn. So you're very serious about this. And I think you're understanding that it could take a little while for this to all come together, but you're starting on the, it also feels, Capricorn, that you are somewhat reverent about this opportunity. Very grateful, very appreciative, and understanding that it is going to be a journey that's going to require all of yourself, and that it's going to take a little bit of time for you to accomplish this. And I think you're thoroughly okay with that idea. You're thoroughly okay with that idea. The middle of May, you will be in the Page of Pentacles energy, moving up over this sort of, you have the Ten of Wands and the Five of Wands, moving up over the top of all of the distractions in life, all of the distractions of what's going on around you with your children or your coworkers or your family, or even the animals that are around you, really moving up over the top of all of that commotion and all of that distraction to really create some safe zones for yourself. So you're in a safety zone creation time period in the middle of May, where you're like reaching out and saying, hey, between the hours of 8 and 2:30, I'm really going to be offline for the next 2 weeks. If you have a need for me, please do reach out by email. Please know that it might take me 2 to 3 days to respond, that I am really in the middle of something and I'm taking a couple of weeks to, whatever your message is, it is starting to create some sort of structure within all of this commotion that is around you, Capricorn, because I do think that you are a busy person and you are fully active in your life. And we do see that here. You and your progress that you're making is also requiring you to restructure and quiet some of these other distractions or people with different goals. You could have people around you that are obsessed about something else. You might have a brother who is obsessed about something that he's doing and he's, like wanting to come into your time when you're working on this and talk to you about whatever he's obsessed with. And it could just be a hobby that he has or something, politics or whatever conversations are about these days. You could be saying, hey, I'm working now, but I would love to talk to you about this. How about after 7? Are you going to be around then? It really is creating quiet time for yourself so that you can have the space in which to design and to grow the path that you're on. Design and grow the path that you're on, and to create a place for yourself here, Capricorn, where you can receive information, flow information, find clarity information. It's all about clarity of mind and the quiet and the time it takes to flow the information and flow the life that you're really walking towards here, so that there is going to be some boundary creation here in the middle part of May. None of this is being done in anger or anything like that, Capricorn. I think that you're just very logical about that, realizing like really what's needed here. I don't think you have a choice. I think this is fun. I think it's inspiring, and I think it's very exciting for you. But making these life changes, Capricorn, I really don't think you have a choice here, because this new exciting endeavor is in fact requiring it. It is in fact requiring it. As you make it through to the end of May, Capricorn, we do see you here in the High Priestess energy as you're moving forward. Now, the High Priestess energy is all about the quiet knowing of who you are. So as you're moving through the Page of Pentacles, I think it does seem like you are working to create steadiness here. You see the Page of Pentacles moving up through the Five of Wands into the Magician energy. So you are hard at work here to design something that will really fit not only for you, but for the people around you. The people around you will have consequences to your request to alter your schedule or whatever you're doing here, because it will affect what they do. And so I think that you are trying to design this in a way that will appease, in a way, it's like to appease the others. It's a silly way to say it. To continue to maintain healthy relationships, I think that you are being careful to manifest a schedule or a environment or a group of relationships in a way that will continue to be well-oiled and well-working into the future. Capricorn, this is setting yourself up for success in the future. And these are the steps that you as Capricorn are able to go through, because you're able to really dig down and get into that intensity and really know what is required for you to find success. That is something that Capricorn can do, and it's a valuable tool. So I don't think you're hiding the complexities from yourself at all. I don't think these complexities truly even bother you. I just think that they are just a part of the process for yourself. I don't see a lot of emotional turmoil here. I see strategy, Capricorn. I see commitment and passion for what you're doing. I see the need to clear up some time and space during your day to allow for some really clear information flow or creation flow here. And as you get to the end of the month, in the High Priestess energy, with the World coming in and the Nine of Wands, I think you know that you're on a really powerful track here, that you have something that's very essential for your progress, very essential for even perhaps your community, or maybe even radiating out beyond your community here. The High Priestess with the World energy, with the Nine of Wands, tells me that you innately know that whatever this is for you, this Six of Wands, it is going to affect not only your life, but it's going to affect many people in an expansive way, to bring new opportunities in, to bring in new viewpoints in, to bring in more of it's to bring the world in. Okay, I see. What they used to said about bringing the outside in, it was like a phrase they would use on HGTV or other home design. Maybe they still say it, I don't know, but they would always say, let's bring the plants in, bring the inside, bring the outside in. Isn't that what they used to say? Bring the outside in. Well, it just feels like to me, Capricorn, you're realizing, like you're bringing the world in here. You're bringing the world into life. You're bringing the world into your life. You are expanding into the world, and the world is expanding into you. I don't know how else to say it, but you are embarking on here from your own inner knowing into something that is a complicated process, but it's also a start to something new and a start to something very valued by you. It will bring in new experiences for you. It will expand your consciousness. It will bring in enlightenment. It will challenge you. It will challenge your spiritual team. Right? High Priestess, you're connected into the universe here. So it's not only going to challenge you, it's going to in some way challenge your spiritual team. Because from my own experience, this is something that is fun and inspiring for not only human beings, but also the beautiful and profound and all powerful energies that move around us. You are in, and you know you're in, some kind of exciting, expansive place in life. This is something that you really don't have the evidence for yet, or you don't have the medals, or you haven't received the award yet, or you might not have even written the book yet, right? Or you might not have done the full thing yet, but and it's maybe not even something you can really talk about right now, right? You know the power of speech. You know the power of speech and speaking, and when to speak, and how effective it is to speak in the timely moments. And since you're in the High Priestess energy, it's telling me that it's not time yet. You're still building it. You're still creating it. You're still working on perfecting it here with the Magician. And you might just be too busy to do a whole lot of talking. I would say by the end of May, you are... I would say you're tired. Number one, you're tired. You're tired. I would say you're tired. This has been hard for you, Capricorn, I would say the last 3 months, if not more. It has been a challenging time for you. I think that you're tired. You would really like to be able to remove all of this from your mind and go on a vacation and just forget about it all just for a short period of time. It feels like it has been really intense. But I don't see you walking away. I don't see you letting go of this. In fact, I see you standing very strong, very tall, very together with this new opportunity. I think you're realizing this is also something that needs to be protected, that needs to be guarded. And in a way, it's something that needs to be taken care of. Caretaking. It's a jewel. It's a precious treasure, whatever this is, whether it's something that is like information, or whether it's healing information, whether it's something here that is it's connecting in with the universe, for number one. So it's something more than just a random desire. It's something that connects in with the soul, because it's connecting in with the inner being. It connects in with the universe through the inner being. So we know that you're connecting in through the universe, and we know that you are also in manifestation mode. And what happens when the High Priestess manifests? What happens when the High Priestess manifests? Well, she turns into the Great Mother. She turns into the powerful Mother, the Great Mother, the Empress. That's what she does when it starts moving to the outer environment, when it starts coming in to the world as a real thing. So we have something here that is very precious to you, Capricorn, and I would have to say it's something that is precious as something more significant than how it can affect just one individual. You're busy at the end of May. You have this confidence, inner confidence at the end of May. You still have this complexity around you. That is still here at the end of May. I think that you are staying away from it, or you're staying removed from it with the Nine of Wands. You're certainly not sharing very much. You're certainly not sharing very much. I don't think it's the time to share. I think it's the time to think. I think it's the time to write. I think it's the time to develop something here. And that time of development is still ongoing as you hit the end of May. This is exciting. This is truly expansive. You're very much in action, and you are standing strong in front of who you are, in general, I feel too. Not only are you standing strong in front of who you are, but you are continuing to move forward with this opportunity that you have. And I think that you realizing this is something that is growing. This situation with the Six of Wands is something that is growing in strength, right? It's growing in strength. It is continuing to expand. That's what I'm getting here for the end of May. So it is a good, strong, optimistic, serious kind of energy. This means something to you, Capricorn, whether this is income producing or whether it's something important for the family unit. There's something here that's very, very important to you. And even though you do have fun in life, Capricorn, even though you do have fun in life, there is a seriousness and intensity, and it is being done. You are that way, Capricorn, because of this passion that you have and because of the opportunity that's at hand. You're fully in this. You're fully in the game here in the month of May. Let's go ahead and dig into a couple of these energies before I move over to the extended. Boy. Well, you'd already be in the Six of Wands, so I'm going to leave that one alone. But I am going to go into the Page of Wands to see what this is that you're kind of strategizing about with eliminating some of the difficulty in life right now. Let's go into the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. King of Swords. It's strategy. Eight of Cups. What are you going to walk away from? Here's the problem. It's tough, man. It's tough. 10 of Wands can sometimes be really hard. So I think that you are going to take a little bit of time and make some really fair decisions. King of Swords is a really fair decision maker kind of energy. I think that the King of Swords, it really looks at the bigger picture. He spends time. He takes his time. King of Swords is a little bit of a slower mover. He takes his time. He looks at the situation in a very fair way. He understands that he himself has his own biases. He has his own weaknesses. He has his own complexities. So he knows, like, it's important to look at this situation from a very logical, fair point of view. And so we see you in that space. Like, you're being very fair. You're being very rational and being very logical. I think you're realizing, like, if you're going to start to say no to things with this 10 of Wands, if you're going to start to say no, and if you're going to move forward and have conversations with people and make changes that will impact their lives, I think you know the best way to do that is just to be very rational about it. Because this is something that is quite emotional for people. It's emotional for you, and it's emotional for people. You know that people will respond in an emotional way because you feel the emotions yourself. Like, you're totally in understanding of that. And I think you're realizing, like, if you do this, you much prefer to say, hey, neighbor or coworker or manager, I do have this project that I have now that takes about, 6 hours of my day every day. That leaves me 2 hours of the day. So I've come up with this plan for what I'm going to be doing. And that leaves these duties or these things here, there I'm falling apart in my dialogue. But I don't have to do the whole dialogue. But basically it's like, and this leaves these 5 activities here that I really, in order for them to be done well and for them to be accurate and for us to be successful in this, I really do not at this point have the time or the capacity to be doing these 4 things. So here's the plan, here's what I'm presenting, and blah, blah, blah. You just do it like this. You don't, there is an avoidance of any kind of emotional, I really feel like I should do this, and that person would be very good at this, and I think that person would be willing to take this on, and I just haven't been able to talk to her yet. It's not like that. It's just very businesslike, unemotional, very factual. The King of Swords is going to want to address any of those emotions that can come up that can create disturbance in the family, or disturbance in the workplace, disturbance in the community. So I think the King of Swords understands, like, this is something that hurts the heart sometimes, with the Eight of Cups. And so I think that you're spending some time here and really looking at the situation to make sure that the changes that you bring forward will be conducive and in a way organically flowing in with the people around you in some way. Because when you're looking for a free mind and a peaceful mind, the last thing that you would like to have around you is drama. I think you're realizing, like, I need to do this in a way that I have a free and clear conscience. Not only a free and clear mind, but a free and clear conscience. Because the conscience, and I don't even know where the conscience is. I know that the conscience sometimes is the gateway to success in some way. And I think it's the freedom of the mind and the freedom of the conscience is something that you're looking forward to, because the conscience, let me see if I can channel this. Give me a second here. The freedom of the mind and freedom of the conscious being, where you have a set of rules for yourself, a set of standards for yourself. If these standards that you have within you are threatened by any of the actions that you're taking, or any of the actions that people take that are connected to you, that friction within your own conscience creates a blockage. So the inner being will begin to block the success because of the conflict that it has with the standard that has been ignored. So this is the conscience that you were taught as a small child. The 10 Commandments, right? Let's think of what creates our conscience. Stealing, whatever is in the 10 Commandments, depending on how you were raised and which sort of like religion you were raised in, or how your parents taught you. But we all grew up with some sort of conscience, unless you have some sort of, most people have some kind of conscience. And if that conscience is disturbed in any of the decisions that you make, that will affect how the information flows within you. I know that for sure, Capricorn, because I've had to, throughout my Kundalini that I've been going through, I've had to make sure my conscience is always clean. If it's not clean, the information doesn't flow. And that has been sort of a painful process, because I was raised very similar to Amish people. And so my conscience is very alive and very involving itself in every little damn thing I do. And so that requires a lot of healing and a lot of purging to get, so that's something that I think you're being very aware of. It's not only I'm looking for freedom of mind, but I'm looking for the freedom for my conscience to be free and clear so the information can flow. Okay, I just came out of that talking, and I'm just sitting here like I don't even know where I'm at or what I was. That's what happens when I work. That's why I can't remember the readings, guys. I think I'm done with this reading. I think that I don't even know what I was doing. I just came up out of it. So let me give myself just a second here to see if there's anything else that I want to talk about in the general. Let's pull one card for the Page of Pentacles here. You are working on stabilization and bringing in some initial success here. It looks like your initial success is going to be related to this Ace of Swords here. Let's look at the Page of Pentacles before we go. Page of Pentacles energy. Woo!